Hello, I'm going to take you through the key principles of teaching and learning. The first key principle of teaching and learning is credibility. So, this is the degree to which the message being communicated is perceived as trustworthy by the receiver. If people do not trust or have confidence in the communicator and the message, they will not take the desired action intended by the communicator. The second key principle of teaching and learning is interest. People will not listen to a message unless they are interested in what is being said. The communicator should therefore explain the objective of the message before giving the message. Participation is another key principle of teaching and learning. So, this is key to health education and is based on the psychological principles of active learning. People learn best when they are involved in the learning process. You can involve people by asking them to answer questions, brainstorm ideas, to share their experiences, and so many other things that you can help them to be involved in the health education. Another key principle of teaching and learning is motivation. So, motivation um, drives learning. So, in every individual, there is this fundamental desire to learn that drives the search for knowledge. So, understanding the audience's intrinsic motivation can help tailor teaching strategies. Therefore, it can also help to create a conducive learning environment which is able to foster motivation. The other key principle is comprehension. In health education, it is important to know the level of understanding, education, and literacy of the target audience. This helps you to avoid using words that do not match the level of understanding in your target audience. Therefore, when there is comprehension, there should be clear communication to facilitate learning. Reinforcement is another key principle when it comes to teaching and learning. So, very few people can retain new information after only hearing it once. If there is no repetition, there is a tendency of going back to the pre awareness stage. If the message is repeated in different ways, people are more likely to remember it. Therefore, the key thing to reinforcement is repetition so that the audience can retain the information. Therefore, consistent reinforcement is able to solidify learning. Learning by doing is another key principle of teaching and learning. Learning is an active process that goes beyond memorizing. There's this popular adage by Confucius that illustrates the importance of doing. It says, if I hear, I forget. If I see, I remember. If I do, I understand. Therefore, encouraging learners to apply knowledge reinforces understanding. It should be hands-on activity and it should also be something that they are able to experience because it promotes deeper comprehension. The next principle of teaching and learning is known to unknown. In health education, a useful principle of instruction is to go from what people know to the unknown, from the simple to complex, or from the particular to the general. Meaning, whatever information that has to be learned should be built on existing knowledge, the knowledge which is already there. Meaning, starting with familiar concepts before introducing new information, it will be able to help people to comprehend. Not only that, it also helps people to progress from what is simple to what is complex in order to enhance understanding. Setting an example is another principle of teaching and learning. A health educator should set a good example of what they teach. If they are discussing the hazards of smoking, they should not smoke. Meaning, leading by example is a very crucial step for credibility. It should be able to demonstrate behavior aligned with the message, which is able to reinforce learning. Therefore, health educators should practice what they preach. Good human relations is another key principle of teaching and learning. Sharing of information, ideas, and feelings happen most easily between people who have a good relationship. This goes hand in hand with developing communication skills. So, building a rapport enhances communication, which is going to lead to establishing trust and empathy, which fosters an open dialogue. So, good relationships are able to facilitate effective teaching and learning. The next principle of teaching and learning is feedback. Feedback is an important step in achieving effective communication because feedback is essential for improvement. Getting feedback from learners promotes a two-way communication, especially if that feedback is constructive, because it helps to refine teaching strategies. The last key principle of teaching and learning that we're going to look at is leaders. So, psychologists have determined that we learn best from the people we respect or regard highly in the community. For example, the village headman, the school teacher, or political worker. Role models, they influence learning. Therefore, learning from respected individuals in the community enhances motivation. This means that leaders play a very crucial role in shaping attitudes and behaviors.